Greetings all, this is Max, and we're back, and I just spent about an hour on a stream with Talking Doctrine. I was not involved in it, but I was in the chat. And we're going to talk about what it is to, what they're talking about in the Bible with the heart. And is it the soul and the spirit? Is that your heart? What is the heart? Who knows? We're going to get into it. And I'm going to give you my opinion on it and why I disagree with Talking Doctrine's stance. But first, we're going to have to listen to this. Because I promised JW I would do that. Okay. I don't want to edit this video down because it's literally 2:30 in the morning and I just got off the stream and I don't really want to edit video, and I would put my own stuff in there, but nah, we'll just run that. Oh, but I'm going to hell now because I have heavy metal music. Okay. Well, the album says kill 'em all. Well, they're a heavy metal band. It's the 80s. Give them a break. Anyways. What we're going to talk about is how heart is used in the Bible. And I am going to go to the 1828 dictionary. Here, everybody should have this who studies the Bible. You must have this because this is the only dictionary that actually gets its definitions based out of the Bible. Okay? And they have scientific definitions and they have everything else, but this is the one that you want to go to get, if you don't understand a word that's used in the Bible, he that will letteth will let is a very good example because nobody knows what that means unless you're a tennis player. You go to the dictionary. And it's very simple. You type in heart. Oh man, you got a whole bunch of stuff down here. A whole bunch of stuff. Let's look at it. Number one is your physical heart. Number two, the inner part of anything, the middle part or interior, as the heart of a county, kingdom, or empire, or the heart of a town. Yeah, it's the center. Okay? The chief part, the vital part, the vigorous or infectious, I can't pronounce that word. Number 4 is the one that I'm concerned about because this is pretty much the biblical one, and this is where they actually have biblical scripture lined up with it. The seat of affections and passions as love, joy, grief, enmity, courage, pleasure, etc. This is what the Bible means by heart. Okay? And this means your conscience and your empathy and all of your emotions. This is your personality. This is what you personally believe in. It doesn't say anything about heart, or not heart. It doesn't say anything about soul. It doesn't say anything about spirit or salvation or anything. Number 5, by metonymy, heart is used for affection or passion or particularly for love. The seat of understanding is understanding of the heart. We read of wise men in heart and slow of heart. The seat of will, hence, secret purposes, intentions, or designs. There are many devices in a man's heart, the kings of the unsearchable. The Lord tries and searches the heart. David had it. Okay, this is quoting scripture and kind of being paraphrasing. And I couldn't read it very well, so we're just going to skip it because Max is a bad reader. Number 4 is right here, is what I believe. It's the seat, the affections and passions as of love, joy, grief, enmity, courage, pleasure, and I would go on to say empathy and your conscience. that is what the heart is. And that is what the heart is always talking about in the Bible. And I just typed in heart in Bible Gateway, and we'll see what we get. Imagination of the thoughts of his heart. And it repented the Lord that he made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord smelled the sweet savor, and the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake. Imaginations of a man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite any more every living thing as I have done. So are we talking about body, soul, spirit? Are we talking about soul and spirit? I mean, what is tied to the heart here? This is just there is thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of verses talking about people's hearts. What people's hearts is their own discernment. Okay, it's their own thing. Their heart will lead them one way or another. I believe it's the soul cannot sin. It's the person's flesh. And I don't know about spirit, but generally it goes into your heart. It's your wants and desires. It's like, I think the soul really needs to be driving around in a Lexus right now. That's what my soul wants. That's what we really need. And maybe I'll stop by and give some money to homeless people on the way home. Maybe. You understand the difference here? My heart says that I want something. Now, it can be for good or evil. What does that have to do with the soul and the spirit? Pretty much nothing. Soul and spirit can influence how you go about doing what you want to do, but whatever is in your heart and what you want to do is that's where you're going to go. That's what's going to happen. It really doesn't have much to do with soul and spirit. Does it influence it? Yes. You take an unsaved person, in their heart, the most important thing to them is going to be making money. You take a saved person, the most important thing to them is going to be pleasing God or doing something for God, or that's what they're going to be working for. Nowhere, anywhere in the dictionary does it talk about soul and spirit being anywhere in that at all. And, this is the dictionary that actually quotes the Bible. So I'm going to say that heart really is kind of your own judgment, your own ideas about how the world works, your own ideas about everything. And your soul and your spirit, of course, have an input on that, as does your body. Obviously, you can't be a football player if you're 5'1" and 95 pounds. You just can't do that. So, this was a question by Natalie Ann, and I told her I would answer it, and here I am answering it. And I also wanted to put in a thing with for JW, Metallica, because we were talking about that a little bit. Yeah. And this goes on to whether or not dogs go to heaven, sheep go to heaven, animals in general. It kind of leads into the same thing, but for the most part, when the Bible talks about heart, they're talking about people's personal ambitions. That can be bad. Everybody on earth in their heart was evil continually, it says in Genesis. But then there's people that said, they knew in their heart that God was telling them the truth, like Abraham, and they go forward. Does not mention soul and spirit. Does not mention that. This is, the heart is basically your intellectual combined with your emotional standpoint. That's what it is. And I haven't seen anything in the Bible that conflicts with that. It's your intellectual understanding combined with your emotional ideas about stuff. And that's what heart is. And hopefully this is quick. And, 10 minutes, that's not quick enough. Well, we'll listen to more of Metallica. All right. Well, thank you for watching, and we're going to do another video about modalism and Brian Denlinger and the crap that he's gone off into. Ah, man. It's ridiculous. And, I already have all the stuff up here for this. I'm already ready to, I was already going to do the video. But, I had to pay attention to my wife and stuff like that, so I couldn't do it. No big deal. But, it's already up there. It's already ready to go. I'm just doing this off the cuff. Very much so. At 2:30 in the morning. And now the cat is playing with the microphone. Yay! Anyways. With that, I think I cleared up this, my position on it. And I haven't... It's the first time that it's ever come up. Ever, as to the definition of heart in the Bible. So I thought, yeah, well, if it's the first time it's come up, then I haven't spoken on it. I'm going to do a video. So this is the video. And I'm going to go with definition 4 down here after we get all through the biologicals. The seat of their affections and passions is love, joy, grief, enmity, courage, pleasure, etc. It's emotional. It has nothing to do, it's not tied to your spirit. And it's not tied to your soul. Soul and spirit just influence where your heart is. And that is that. And we're out of here.